Today I'll be sculpting Death the Kid from the anime Soul Eater. Hey y'all, back with a new video that'll be part of a series I'll be doing on this channel called Fanart Fridays. Very original title, I know. So every Friday or every other Friday I'll be dropping a fanart process video on the channel. It might be something I sculpt or something I draw. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to tune into the channel every Friday. So this week I'll be sculpting Death the Kid, and I'll be focusing on fleshing the character out and painting him, and you'll see the whole sped up process if you stick around to the very end. In the coming week, I will be modeling his sidearm either on Blender if I feel like it, or I might just finish that in ZBrush itself. After I'm done with that, you'll get to see me put him into a pose and do some cleanup and polishing. So what you'll see at the end of this video is still very much a work in progress. So some of you might be wondering how long it takes to sculpt something like this, especially for those of you that are just starting out or don't have that much experience. I would advise not to worry about how fast you sculpt or draw. It's not a race. But to answer your question and to satisfy your curiosity, it took me just about 3 hours to do so. I was a bit inefficient here and there, so it would take me a little less time if I didn't noodle around. The base mesh for the head did save me a lot of time, and this character is actually fairly simple to sculpt. Putting him into a pose and giving him a more lively expression will be a bit of a challenge, I predict. I don't sculpt too many stylized characters, but I quite enjoy doing this one, so I see myself doing a lot more in future. 3 to 4 hours a week on a personal art project isn't all that big of a time investment, so I'm hoping to do this consistently with the goal of just getting better at stylized characters for the time being. Eventually, I do want to print some of these out for my own personal use. The idea of seeing digital work come to life in a physical form sounds rather exciting. When I get around to doing that, I'll definitely make some videos about it. So back to the video here. I'm sculpting everything in separate parts. For example, the hair and the head will be one part, the arms will be separate from the torso, and the lower half separate so that it's easy for me to articulate everything when it comes to posing later on. Then I'll just dynamesh things when I'm happy and resculpt the parts that need fixing. So I'm curious to know how many of you grew up watching Soul Eater or reading the manga, and who your favorite character was. I'd really love to know. I remember this show being quite the rage over a decade ago. When I first came across this, I immediately fell in love with the over-the-top art style that was very different and distinct from anything I had seen before that, and boy had I seen a lot of anime. This show also had one of my favorite designers, the prolific Shinji Aramaki. If you've seen Fullmetal Alchemist, Appleseed, Wolf's Rain, Metal Skin Panic, or Astro Boy, you've seen his beautiful mechanical designs. His work is a treat for those that have an appreciation for hard surface design. So go check his work out if you haven't already. Bringing our focus back to our character here, if you want to get a closer look at the sculpt, I'll be sure to upload some renders on my DeviantArt or ArtStation account. All relevant links will be in the description box of this video. Some of you have also asked for real-time process videos or a slowed down version of some kind. So I'll be making a process breakdown video with commentary explaining what I'm doing specifically, what brushes I'm using, and why. This will be available on Gumroad and on my Patreon. So for those of you that are interested, I'll have more info on that when I drop the next part of this video, which will be the next Friday. So with that, I'll get out of your hair and you can enjoy the rest of this video.